welcome to this week's YouTube video on the market outlook for the next week. So I have Nifty chart in front of me, and you know that last week was quite eventful in the sense that we had a lot of ups and downs, especially the day of Friday, day of the week was quite eventful, and we have made a nice pin bar kind of formation here. So market fell sharply in the morning. You know that it retested the levels of 15500, but from there it was also a very sharp recovery, which is encouraging and which also keeps us biased on the bullish side, because we were expecting, if you remember the video of the previous week, we were expecting some bullish outlook for the market. So I think our video last week was here. Okay, I will just, this is the place we were. So on Monday we gapped up, we hit the levels of almost 15920, but from there we saw a sell-off. In the next 2 days we saw, although bullish candle, but some sell-off and then recovery, some sell-off and then recovery. On Friday we were expecting, because of some global factors, that we will see some sell-off, and the sell-off was intensified because of the news related to government imposing extra duty on the oil refining companies. So that is why we saw a huge fall in Reliance and ONGC, and which led the market to fall towards the levels of 15500 in the early hours of trade. But from there the market recovered sharply, and that is very impressive, because if you see, and we'll see as we go through, that Reliance and ONGC are still down. Reliance is closed down almost 7.5%, and ONGC is closed down at around 13%. And despite that, markets were able to recover because of the support from all the other sectors: banking, IT, FMCG, auto, metals, and no, even some support from pharma was also there. So that is why I think it is wise to keep the bias on the bullish side. Of course, there may not be fireworks in the market, but at the least we are expecting this gap to fill and the Nifty to rise towards the levels of 16200 in the coming days. That is the outlook. Now if we want to let us look at the short-term chart. This is the hourly chart, and if I draw some horizontal lines here, so the resistance comes near 15900. So the key for this bullish outlook to work is Nifty start trading above 15900. If that happens, I think we may see some good follow-up buying, which may push the Nifty towards 16,000 and then 16,100, 200, and so on. That we have to see. I know markets are facing some sell-off at higher levels, but factors are kind of gearing toward suggesting that market are preparing for some upside. It may not be a big upside, but there may be some upside. So and I think then now let us look at the Nifty Bank. So maybe we can look at Nifty weekly chart also first. So last week this was the candle, so we are expecting some bullishness, which is played out to an extent. But on Friday we saw a sell-off also, and then a recovery also. So that is why trading for traders, it may be a quite volatile week, but for otherwise overall nothing much has changed. Markets were not moving actually for 4 days. No, it was in a narrow range, 700 to 900. But on Friday we saw some big moves on both sides, and now expecting, based on this candle and overall scenario, that we might markets might try to push higher towards filling this gap. Bank Nifty, more or less similar scenario. It also fell, but it didn't fall as sharply as Nifty, because Nifty was falling because of Reliance and ONGC, and Bank Nifty led in the recovery. So if I can go to the lower time frame chart, let's say 15-minute chart. So and I think we are looking for 1st July. So here is the chart, right? See, so Bank Nifty I think fell intraday. It just fell for a while, and then it spent a lot of time consolidating, and we saw a really good move from almost 33,100 to 33,600 plus 670. That means almost 33,700. So again, for Bank Nifty also, looking at the daily chart, the outlooks is slightly mildly bullish. We are first expecting this level of 1733 800 odd levels to be crossed, and if that goes above, first we'll look at 33 300 400, and afterwards we may see higher levels also coming in the Bank Nifty. We have to navigate it as the week goes through, and this is the outlook for Bank Nifty. We will just visit the weekly chart also. Here also we had discussed that, sorry, some bullishness is expected because last week candles was bullish. It was almost 90-80% engulfing previous candle, although in an inside candle, and we Bank Nifty actually managed to show some bullishness, but then eventually saw some sell-off also, only to recover in the on the Friday after hours. So some bullish bias is there. Uh, Let us look at IT also. Nifty IT is also showing, we are bullish on Nifty IT from this level. It has already given one leg of bullish move, and then we saw some pullback, and now expecting the next leg of bullish move can start, because as per the Elliot corrective, we expect something of this kind of move in across the sectors. This is the scenario. Nifty, Bank Nifty both have similar scenario. Now we are looking at Nifty IT. So assuming that IT Nifty IT index has made some low here, and it has completed some kind of a minor pullback. After this up move, we are expecting it to move higher, break the high, and first test this gap level, okay, of 29,000. We can do some Fibonacci projections also. So this is the first leg, and then there was a retracement. So now at minimum, if we expect this rally to be very short lived, at minimum perhaps at 29,000 kind of level can be tested in Nifty IT index. And so you have to capture different IT stocks accordingly. And then if the rally continues, then we can see levels of 29,500, even 30, around 30,000 also, where horizontal resistance is placed. You see, first we have this gap resistance here at 29,000. If markets are able to really show momentum and move higher, then 29,500 and plus that 30,000 kind of level, where the horizontal, some kind of horizontal resistance is placed, can also be seen. Same is the case with auto sector. We discussed last week also that some bullishness is already showing in the automobile sector, especially the index is showing bullishness for quite some time. And now what has happened is, if I go on the weekly chart, the auto sector is right now standing almost near this high level. This is a multi-year high in my view, as I have data from 2012, and the index is trading near the highs. It has not yet crossed the all-time high, but auto sector outlook is slowly turning bullish because factors are coming in favor for the auto stocks. Chip shortage is going down. A lot of analysts are expecting that there is a pent-up demand in the automobile sector, which may unleash as we approach coming months, which are also some festive season will also start in India, beginning Navratri and Dashera, and then Diwali and all the holidays around. Monsoon seems good, so all those factors may also play, and plus auto sectors are underperforming quite some time. So you may want to keep an eye on the automobile sector also. Uh, uh, which are the stocks which I follow, will discuss in a while. So, and then uh, pharma sector is doing okay. I think we need to give it some time to form some bottom. And the metal sector, although has seen a very sharp fall, but we are expecting some pullback too, and that we are expecting from last 2 weeks. uh, we had seen some sell-off because of the Vedanta issues and all that, but now if you look at the automobile sectors, sorry, metal stocks, they are also showing some recovery being played. It may be just a, because we are expecting a corrective rise, it is going to be short-lived or not, may not go too high, but they have already fallen sharply, so definitely some recovery is expected. Other sectors to be, kind of excited about is the FMCG sector. If you see, the FMCG sector had fallen sharply, right? And they were trading very weak. From there, we are seeing a gradual recovery. We saw some recovery, but then for many weeks, it was just trading in a very kind of overall a very narrow range, ups and downs. Now that correction may seems to have been completed, and it is trading near its no multi-week resistance zones. And once this zone is taken around 33 38 800 to 900, to be to be little conservative, if you take 39,000 level also, if it start trading over that, FMCG stocks may see quite a good follow up on the upside. uh, we can look at the daily charts also. There also things are looking interesting. Friday, FMCG stocks so a really good buying in my view, and that is why we are showing a sharp recovery in the stocks. So keep a watch on FMCG stocks also. In the FMCG sector, actually almost all stocks are looking very promising. So now with that, I think let us look at some of the stocks. Uh, it is difficult. I mean, the list can be long, so we will just focus on limited stocks. So I will go to my trading view account and let us look at the bank, maybe automobile stocks first. So in automobile, because I follow only blue chip stocks, and because you don't need to follow too many stocks, I have told earlier. So one stocks to keep in mind is Hero Moto. It is trading quite weak, but now seems the things are kind of improving a little bit. The monthly auto sales data has started coming, and Hero Motors has seen some improvement in in two-wheeler segment as well, I think. So overall sales has improved, which is a good thing. Otherwise, if you know that, no, for last many, I think, weeks and months, most of the two-wheeler stocks were trading very weak because they were facing reducing sales. And so Hero Motocorp, I think I will keep a mind watch on this, and especially if this resistance level, let me draw it. Okay, we can draw from here only, or let's say here. Overall, this resistance level of 28,100 is crossed, then we can see 3,000 kind of levels coming, and the stock might pick some momentum also, because if you see, the recovery was going on, right? First, the recovery was going on all the way from the levels of 2153. I was not posting online videos then, but we had identified this stock from almost these levels, and one of the reason was that no, while the one, it has fallen very sharply and was completing some move, and second thing, there was a RSI divergence also formed at those level. So if you see, this was the RSI divergence I am talking about. So here there is a divergence. So now if you match the two, RSI was forming a divergence, and uh, the stock was also making a double bottom. So all the way from this double bottom, it has gone up. It has made some kind of move has been completed, then faced a correction, okay, a pullback, and and now it is again rising and catching up some momentum. Some volume also is looking here also, volume was also good at this level. Now facing some resistance. If this resistance is crossed, I think it will do Good. So for trading purpose, right now, I mean, of course, for investment purposes also it's a good stock, but for trading purpose, it may give good trade. Another stock we had discussed last week also, and to be watched is Maruti. After a breakout, it is seeing a pullback. Uh, I was wait for little more pullback towards, let's say, 88,200 to 250, and then we'll see that if the setup builds up, then trading can be done on the higher side. I like M&M, but it is already trading very high, so you have to be little no kind of intraday and swing trades are okay. Otherwise, be little cautious. Another stock we had discussed and which was so far not performing as good as other stock is uh, Tata Motors. Tata Motors last week we had discussed here, and it has more or less spent some time in a very narrow range. This pin bar looks interesting. It has fallen also. So and some setup is building up. So I think I will keep a watch on Tata Motors also, especially the short-term resistance seems crossing. Okay, if the resistance seems crossing in the short term, which is coming around 420 kind of levels, and if it is the movement is coming and there is a breakout along with volume, I think Tata Motors can also see some rally in the coming days. So these are all bullish scenarios right now. Of course, markets are overall still facing lot of issues, so we have to be cognizant of that fact and manage our risk very well. Don't go all out in the markets. No, just take it as a trading rally for now. If things change, we will market will tell us. In banking, I think we are always discussing a lot of stocks. So all the stocks from SBI, HDFC Bank, HDFC, ICICI Bank are looking strong to give some more on the upside. Two stocks last week we had discussed Axis Bank, because Axis Bank was also already was not participating in the rally while other stock had moved up. It is still trading at near its bottom. In fact, last week we discussed here, then Axis Bank moved higher, but then so sharp fell off. But then now it has seen a sharp recovery as well. So that sees that there is some strength in the Axis Bank. The divergence seems playing out eventually. Okay, and the stock is likely to now see some traction. Even the weekly candles looking very good in the Axis Bank, because if you see, uh, let me go. So the weekly chart, last week it has made a doji dragonfly doji candle. Okay, and this week it is again a bullish candle. It's a kind of bullish pin bar, but because the opening and closing is flat, it is looking like doji. But overall, overall it is a bullish candle. So I will just no watch Axis Bank also, because I like trading stocks, picking stocks at lower level. You may have a different way of trading, and so what I am seeing is that let some rally some rally has already come, so let this rally complete. So let us see a pullback, and if that pullback again turns and resumes a upside rally, then it will pick momentum. Otherwise it will give definitely give short term trades, intraday and swing trades it will keep giving. It looks like breaking. If we move these lines on the higher side, still it looks like even now it should be able to cross these levels first and then move higher. So that is about Axis Bank. Other stock I like, and it was actually on Friday only it gave a really good no move, and it was a good trade, is Bajaj Finance. Bajaj Finance, as we have discussed, that it was already correcting. Overall it has completed ABC kind of a correction all the way from 8400 to kind of 5200 kind of levels. Good correction. Some more correction may come, but right now it looks like it was preparing. It is already giving some move, a bullish candle, uh, taking up the candles of last 3 days almost, and with a good volume bar is there. So excuse me, I think you should keep a watch on Bajaj Finance. Since it is already given a rally on Friday, I would say that uh, I would say that sorry. wait for some kind of pullback. It looks like in the short term 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 it has completed some kind of a 5 waves, either completed or it will complete somewhere nearby. Then may see a minor pullback, and that may be your opportunity to, if you want to go if you are looking for long, it will give you some opportunity around 5500 kind of levels, and that may a good level, maybe a good level to uh, trade. If everything goes okay, I think it can see a levels of 6000 easily. Okay, so because Bajaj Finance is a overall it's a quite a good stock. So that is from the banking side. I think in FMCG there are many stocks, even in IT also. So IT I am primarily following Infi and TCS, because following too many stocks becomes difficult, and both are giving good trades. Actually TCS last week gave some good trades on the downside also, and then also on Friday it saw very good recovery, TCS and Infosys. So uh, I'm focusing on them and taking trade as they come. Let us look at the daily chart. So if you look at the daily chart, what happened is that on the stocks were moving up, then we saw some pullback, and now again seeing some rally. I was expecting the pullback to be little more than what is been there, but it's okay. One thing to note is that the earnings are coming soon for these stocks. Generally, these stocks, IT stocks, give a rally uh, as they approach the earnings, that is the quarterly results, and based on the earnings, they may react either on the upside or downside. This time, surprisingly, TCS coming much earlier on 8th of July, while Infosys is coming up on uh, 25th of July. So there is some room, but Infosys has a target of 1550 in this rally, and which I think is it is feasible to achieve. Other stocks like TechM and all that are also either, no, I think they are preparing for some kind of pullback. All have no, in next 15 to 20 days, all stocks have their earnings coming. So just keep that in mind. And other stocks, even cement stocks are also doing very good. If you see, they are also seeing some kind of traction coming, especially if you see Grasim, sorry, Ultratech Cement, it has already given a good rally. So for trading purpose, I think we should keep them in mind, and on any pullback they may give a good entry point. Reliance, I think you already know, but I think we'll discuss Reliance, because we had discussed that no, Reliance is going through some kind of a ABC correction. Okay, we had discussed, right, that as per Elliot, it is going through ABC correction. So we are expecting this is A, this is B, and this is C. And we I told that C, okay, C should end somewhere below this level. So this level is 2370. Now on Friday, actually Reliance has made a low of 2365. There is some horizontal support also here. So now one thing is, we can assume that the correction is almost over. Okay, or uh, in my view, what will happen is that it may not immediately jump on the upside, but it will just linger around, may make small tiny candles, may see little more downside also, it is possible. But as long as roughly around 2350 kind of levels are held, okay, and if the stock is able to find a bottom near here and then starts an up move, this may be a really good opportunity in Reliance. If it start breaking those levels, I would be little, kind of cautious, and then maybe lower level may also come. But looking at all the analysis reports, they are saying that this hike in duty is not a big concern for Reliance, and they are saying that it is a really good opportunity to buy the stock because it has come on the downside. Okay, again Reliance is reporting on 22nd July. So next month will be earnings heavy also, keep that in mind. But this is the analysis for Reliance. I think okay, I'm then there are many stocks like FMCG, you already know. So Asian Paints looks like it is also again, no, has made some intermediate bottom here. one leg of rally has come, second leg of down move has come, and now third leg, that is, if you look at it as ABC, so C wave is ongoing, which will give us some kind of a higher level, at least above this 2828, and I'm expecting roughly around 2900 kind of levels can be seen in Asian paints. The Friday candles also looks very promising in all these stocks. In FMCG, all the stocks have seen really good buying. So we need to see follow-up buying. If that continues, then they will give a very good trade. ITC actually broke out from multi-day, no, kind of multi-week, I would say, consolidation, and now trading higher. So I think for short term also, it may give tomorrow also, it may give some follow up, and then we may see higher levels coming, and before we see some pullback. Okay, overall ITC had a target of I think 300 roughly around, which is coming nearby, and we have to see that what happens next. Okay, the stock is rising from almost the levels of 200. Okay, but after this consolidation, this breakout looks promising, so just keep that in mind, and trade according to your risks. It may not be a wise idea to take fresh investment positions in my view, but for trading purpose it is a really good thing. uh, uh, okay, that's it. Overall I think we have covered all the stocks. Pharma stocks are still doing okay, but not that great. Titan, we have to see Titan. I like this candle, and it has made a low of almost 1830. We are expecting 1750. So, but this candle with volume looks good. Only worry is that the government has hiked import duty and gold also. The gold rates are going to go up. Now, how it is going to benefit Titan, we have to see. But for short term, it is also likely preparing for some kind of a rally. Other stocks to other, not stocks, but since we are following the crude, we had discussed that we are expecting crude to go down, and this is the condition for market to see some relief rally. It is coming. The crude fell to 107, rose to 120, but from there it has again fallen to 108. And if this support, which is now a resistance, continues, then we might see lower level also. That is the expectations, around 100 kind of levels. So if, and one more thing about this rally in the Nifty. So this is about the crude, right? So this rally in Nifty, if crude continues to fall, let us say crude falls toward 100, and then from there it doesn't see a much pull upside, and then starts falling toward 90 odd levels, that will be really promising for this rally. And this rally also can then have more legs. That means it may not stop just at the minimum, but can continue higher side, and it can come towards 16400, 500 also. So it is also quite possible, because uh, of course the global and local macroeconomic environment, which we had discussed 2 weeks back, is still looking very gloomy. But some short term factors, especially the what affects India the most, is the high crude oil prices. We are sourcing cheap oil from Russia, but still majority comes from the other nations, and where we have to pay the market what is quoting in the market, along with the depreciating rupee. So if these both factors play in favor, where rupee also sees some stop in depreciation, and crude oil also is cools down, then that will be a short term, uh, kind of what you can say, sentimental positive for the markets, and we are playing on that along with our technical analysis, and it is working. But this is a not a bullish market, this is not a bull market. We are already discussed that this is a corrective market, so it is going to be little difficult for traders, and for investors, uh, only thing is pick good stocks and just stay there for long term. Don't look at short term, no gyrations in the market. Alright, with that I am closing today's video. Thanks for watching. Standard disclaimer, this is just for education purpose and not an investment advice. Okay, or a trading advice. Trade as per your risk, and always manage your risk very well. Uh, Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.